All right. I got good news, everybody. The world didn't end. The world didn't end. Jeez. I felt like everybody was like freaking out for like a second. And it drove me mad. It drove me up the wall that people were like freaking out. That like they were like, "Oh no, it's the end of the bull run. I don't know where you take all my money now or wait." I'm just like, dude, hold on a second. You don't know technical analysis. So, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm really not, but I made a call. It was actually last weekend. If you don't remember, if you didn't watch the video, then you missed it. But I made the call that it would drop again. Bitcoin would drop again because it was trying to fill the monthly fair value gap. Meaning the top, whatever happened in November, the bottom of it didn't touch the top of September. So you had kind of like a gap in there during October. That's an imbalance. And that's what smart money does. So we're all about smart money. Smart money looks to fill imbalances, and it looks to basically release like liquidity into the market. Yeah, I know my screen's kind of screwed up. I just kind of just threw everything on because I was just like, I just want to do this video. But yeah, it was just an imbalance, guys. But to be honest, I got wrecked too. But I'm still holding on to my trade. Even though my future it went really pretty. I got liquidated, but I also had my I go through KuCoin to do my futures, so I also had my like automatically add more to my what does it say? Hold on, let me read it. I've got my phone. Let me read it really quick. It's like automatically add more to your margin. I think auto deposit margin. Yes. Yeah. So luckily I had that on because I went point zero. I think I went point 0.01 on Bitcoin, and my opening was 48,200 on both. And then I think I went a little bit lower. Where was my open? Actually, hold on. No. I put 48,200, and that was based upon the KuCoin, not the KuCoin price. That was based upon the Coinbase price. And the reason I do the Coinbase price is because primarily that is where most of the users are. And that will give you more like a true sense. But I didn't realize how much higher the KuCoin price was. But still, I would have gotten knocked out either way. But luckily the KuCoin price was a little bit higher, so I kind of squeaked out of a little bit more money on that one. So, but in all honesty, let's just go check it out. Hold on. I don't even know if I even have it up yet. Nope. Look. I still have the cover of my page up. So hey, so you guys know how I use and make my thumbnails. So but anyways, let's check out Bitcoin to see what happened. Now this one is Coinbase. All right, and if you want to know why I thought 42 or 48,200 here, let me go to a different Bitcoin one. Actually, I think it was Coinbase to where most of it I think was. So let me go back to Coinbase. Let me get rid of all this mumbo jumbo. RIP to my keyboard today. Spilled a lot of Monster on it, and now I got some buttons that don't work. So going back to some water. And I usually don't even use technicals. If I do use indicators and technicals, or I shouldn't say technicals, but in indicators, I usually use the Williams R percentage because that kind of gives you an idea of volatility. Sometimes I'll use the CCI. You really don't need the CCI in crypto. That's usually for Forex, but I'll put them both together. And I trade Forex too, so that's why I usually put them both together. But all right, so what happened? What in the world happened? Let me go back. Let's check out my idea because I wanted to show you exactly where I was coming from on this. And I knew it was going to drop. And like I said, it was because of the gap. There was a fair value gap, and it needed to close it. And I just thought it was probably going to touch like the top of September and then come back up. Where in the world is this chart? There we go. I just thought it was going to touch the top of September. Actually, not just the top of September. There was a fair value, not only a fair value gap, but a breaker over on like the far side that I thought I was like, okay, it was going to come into the weekly fair value gap, hit the breaker, and then bounce back up. And in all honesty, that in Forex, I see that so many times that I just thought I was like, this has got to be it. I don't see how it could be anything else. So, and it was this one. But what I didn't realize is that, and I probably should have taken a closer look. And it's my fault. I just thought it was all balanced at that point. I mean, there was so much balance on the left side of the chart that I was just like, okay, once it comes down, it's got that breaker right here. So here's your breaker. And if you didn't watch my last one, I had the low, high, and then lower low formation, right? And so your last up candle would be your breaker, all right? And that would technically form as your support, all right? What I didn't realize is this guy right here. I didn't think that was going to be our support. But if we go ahead and hit play, watch what happens. I actually went below that. Okay, so it went about consequent encroachment of the daily in between this huge run up here to these two. All right. So what do I mean by consequent encroachment? I mean that when you have a fair value gap is, you've heard me say before, the consequent, there's three candles in a row, right? And if there's a gap in between, the middle candle that the two wicks have left, that is a fair value gap. No matter what time frame you're on, that is a fair value gap. That is technically an imbalance that the chart is going to want to fill, or at least somewhat fill. It doesn't have to fill it all the way, but it is going to at least want to fill it somewhat. And if you get to halfway, that's generally when it turns around. If it gets to halfway and it pulls back up and starts going back down, then you gotta start thinking about, hey, you probably got some bearish motion in there. But this one didn't do that. This one just went straight down, boom, hit the halfway point, went right back up, and I was like, okay, cool, we're good. And I still think that way. I still think we're good. There's other people that are like, I don't know. It didn't shoot up all the way. It's not gonna do this. And I'm like, no, we're good, we're good. At least I think so. All right. I made a bad prediction on where it was gonna go to, but I had the right idea. I think I was the only person that was thinking, hey, it's gonna fall. Everybody else was like, no, it's just gonna keep climbing forever. That's what Bitcoin does. You guys have to stop and acknowledge some things and take a top down approach and start looking at how things form. Like I don't know how many times I've had to go over the monthly in Bitcoin with people and just be like, look what's happened on the monthly chart. All right. If anything, I would be scared if it got down to this one, or that whenever it pulled back in May and we had those 3 bottoms out right here. And that was because it was closing in that fair value gap. My head's probably in front of the way. Sorry, I'm going to pull over here. It was closing in that fair value gap from this month, from January of last year. Now, December of last year, it hasn't closed in at all. So that would be the only thing that would scare me. But I mean, look, we also don't have November, and we also don't have October from last year closed in. So I think we're okay. There's so much institutional pressure in Bitcoin right now that I don't think people are going to let it get that low. Like, who in the right mind that is investing in Bitcoin, Michael Saylor, Tesla, all these people that have like reserves or just investing in Bitcoin, they're not going to let it get that low. They're not that stupid. So when people like freak out and think that it's just over, price isn't random, people. Price is definitely an algorithm. Unfortunately, the algorithm resets every 24 hours, but it remembers price levels going back to 1824 months. So, that being said, let's take another look at this monthly. And we go from April to June here, and there's another fair value gap. Well, what happens with this fair value gap? August, the whole body of that candle fills it. Right? Yeah, we may have a little spike above, a little spike below, and then it came down and filled it again, and then boom, we took off for August. And I thought before the month was over that we would probably see November come down and touch the high. And it didn't have, we got close. We got really close. We did. And so I thought what would probably happen is that we would probably move up. And so whenever it didn't move up toward the end of the month, I was like, okay, this is kind of normal. It's going to leave a wick. And then it's probably going to come down and get inside this fair value gap or touch this breaker and then move on. And I honestly thought that was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to come all the way down and actually get underneath the body of August. Not August. No, that is August. No, that's September. Yeah, sorry. I did not in 1 minute think that was going to happen. But it did. It did. And you know what? The one point I would worry is if we're going to finish this month below September. That's when I would really start worrying. Because that means we are in a bear market. Why do we? What? And now you're asking, well, what makes you think that we're not in a bear market now? Because we haven't closed below this. Right now, this is considered your bullish order block, right? I don't know if you know what a bullish order block is. If you've never seen my channel before, this is what we do. We talk about smart money, and it's all algorithmic, and All right, so I am going to draw. All right, at least I'm going to show you the outline of where the bullish order block is. That is your bullish order block. As long as it doesn't close below that, because that is your wick from September, then we're fine. I really think we're fine. And even then, if we close at, the end of the year below here, guess where we're going? We're probably going down to 20,000. And then it's probably going to pick back up from there. So, but I honestly, I told everybody, I really think we're going to have a green month. I really do. I think the beginning of this it happened at the beginning of the month for a reason, right? I think it just tried to fake, to scare people, to freak people out, get people, to sell. I didn't sell. I'm still holding my futures right now, and I'm actually, I'm not too bad. I remember when I was like $60-$70 below, and now I'm not too bad. I'm still pretty bad, but I'm not too bad. Actually, I think it was more than $60-$70 below, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. But I just thought we were going to touch the top of the monthly, and we were going to move on, but we didn't. We went further. Now, if we take a look at the weekly, the thing with the weekly is that most of these were balanced, and that's why I didn't think it was gonna drop that far. But it came all the way down to this bullish order block, and you can see it on the weekly. It's behind my head again. Sorry, guys. You can see it right here. This is the bullish order block. So a bullish order block is your last down candle before an up candle, and then it closes above it. That would be your bullish order block. Because once it closes above it, that gives you confirmation that the momentum has changed. Right? Now, even better, see, this is the monthly, because that's when this one started going down, 4-week concession. What's even better is when it closes above the monthly. Now we're even in a better position, right? And so then we had a couple more weeks. We went sideways for a little bit, and then 1 week down. Next week kind of didn't know, and then this week, boom, down. And we're almost at the end of the week. And looking at it right now, look, we're already inside. We're already back inside the fair value gap from last week, or not from last week, but from last time that left that fair value gap. So here's that fair value gap again. Boom, boom. That's a weekly fair value. Hey, it didn't stay. I don't know why it didn't stay. But that is your weekly fair value gap. So I don't know. There's so many people that freaked out about this, and I just didn't. And even my friends that we all I had two friends that would were always texting each other about like what's going on with crypto. What kind of prices it's going to be. Oh man, I just realized I'm dumb. I am dumb. I forgot to. There we go. All right. Forgot to put my little logo up. Sorry, I don't know. I made all of that outline. I'm looking over here because that's where my screen is that I can see myself. But all right. So now everybody's asking. All right. So all right, Ted, what's going on with Bitcoin now? All right. So, to tell you the truth, I don't really know. I thought it was going to hit somewhere in these medians, and it did at first. It did. It hit these medians, and then it pulled back, And then as soon as it got to the top of this weekly fair value gap, it just the bottom fell out. It was crazy. And to even kind of try to show you even a better point of that, we can go to the hourly. Look, here it is. Boom. Came down right to that median order block, and it pulled back up. And as soon as it did that, I went to my I got kind of got cocky, and I went to my hold on, let me see, where is it? Did I pull it up earlier? I didn't. I didn't pull up my idea. I thought, well, yeah, I hit play. I think that was about it. But at that point, I got cocky, and I was like, boom, shakalaka. I was like, yeah, I was like, nail the entrance. Yeah, but what I didn't see coming is how much farther it would fall, and it fell all the way down to that monthly fair value gap. So, here I am trying to tell you, here there's liquidity here. What people think is that, that's a safe spot for, the support. Everybody's going to be buying. What more likely is going to happen is going to drop after that. And this was last weekend. So what day was that? November 26th, 27th, something like that. Yeah, I'm saying, hey, historically, check out everything, that's happened, especially in the monthlies. I say, well, I can kind of explaining, what I've explained to you now. And I was even like, look, it's even almost following my path that I drew. So it's like, this thing is going to be fine. And then here, here. Yes, so I didn't expect it to zing up so quickly, because what it did is it hit the median of the bearish order block of the daily. And what do I mean by that? So if we go to Bitcoin and let's go to the daily chart. So median of the daily would be right here. This green candle right here. So this green candle up here comes up. What it actually also hits the median of this guy right here. So if you want to know the median, what you measure the bodies of these candles, okay? Don't measure the wicks, measure the bodies. All right? Because that is where most of the trading takes place. So you measure the bodies. I'm actually going to stretch this out a little bit more so you guys can see. Well, if I could do it correctly. There we go. And look, the body of it is barely outside of it. I mean, of course, it actually goes up and does touch. I think if I had a fib on it, it would have been the 127 or something like that. But that was the 127 of the body of this. And then the wick actually reached up to the 127 of the body of this candle. And so then it kept dropping, right? And then it fell down into the weekly fair value gap. And this is where it picked up. And now this is where I thought it was going to pick up and then drop. Because there was that daily fair value gap, 4-hour fair value gap. There was all kinds of fair value gaps right here. I mean, you can see them. I marked them. 4-hour fair value gap right here. And those are really hard to push through. So, but the thing is that fair value gaps, you've heard me talk about them. If the chart is going to get through them, it's going to like run through them. Or what it's going to do, it's going to jump into it, and then it's going to act like, a magnet, and like, and you put the two polar sides together, and then they like repel. It's going to do one or the other. And the thing is, you really don't know. You just kind of have to pay attention. And this thing just ran right through it, and I was like, oh, that was fast. I was like, but just wait, it's going to fall. And it was right before it happened. But my friend messaged me, and he said, what's going on with Bitcoin? He said, it's acting weird. I said, no. I said, it's not acting weird. I said, it's trying to fill that imbalance that I was telling you about around 42,800, or 48,200. I mean, and then he was like, oh yeah, and then sure enough, it filled that imbalance. And hold on, where was it? I think yeah, right around here. Yeah. Because that's where I thought it was gonna go. That's honestly thought where I thought it was gonna go was that 42,800. I thought it was gonna bounce back up, and we'd all be hunky dory. I put my entrance up here just to be safe, but I think I put my stop loss below the breaker, and that didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work at all. But that was the one, the future that I traded, and that was the one I did with USDT. And I waited a little bit longer to do my trade with the actual coin, Bitcoin. So I had two trades going on, two futures. I trade with USDT primarily because whenever I win, I'll turn around and then I'll buy the whatever I traded, if it was Polkadot or Bitcoin, Ethereum, I don't know. I forgot what else I've been trading lately. Primarily, I try to stick to the majors. If I do go to anything else, I may do some, some of the NFT coins like Gala, Sandbox, all those. But so now that we're here, all right, and everybody's going, so what's going on now? What is going on now with let's see here. So it has re-entered the fair value gap, the weekly fair value gap from the previous time. What we can do is we can measure here to here, all right, and that's going to let us know where the median is. And it almost got to the median, almost. All right, so what I will do is I will take a horizontal ray and then put that right along there, right along the median, and I'll probably discolor it like gold. I like to do gold for medians for some reason. So now that we got that there, we can delete the actual thing. All right. Now, what's interesting is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4-hour candles that are almost the exact height. So what does that tell me? That tells me that it has basically produced liquidity, which is a good thing. That means that people are seeing this, or at least retail traders are seeing this, and they're going, "Oh man, there's another resistance. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall." And to me, I go, "Nope." You know why? Because we have order block right here. Bullish order block. why do I say that's a bullish order block? Is because of this small little 4-hour candle, and then you have this big 4-hour candle that overtakes it and closes above it. Therefore, that is considered a bullish order block. So I will make sure everything is hunky-dory with this. Looks like I nailed that somehow. And then what I'll do, I will put this in green. And then I just hit plus OB. So I keep looking for my keyboard over here, and it's not here. Instead, my Akai drum pad's over here. Eventually, I'm going to make my own theme music, and that's why I got like an Akai drum pad, and I got, an Ableton and everything and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. But that is your bullish order block. So if this thing is going to fall, and it might, what it could do is it could probably try to get under, these red lines I have here. This is your liquidity line. So it could come down to here and get real close to it and then pull back up and then go boom, right below it. Take out people that think that line right there is a safe, a safe support line, and do the same thing to this one. You come get close to it and then go boom, go right below it. But the cool thing is that this order block is probably about halfway through. Here, let's do a measurement. Probably about what I really want you to notice actually is the candle, the green candle, the first green candle up. Look at the bottom of it. There is no wick. So that tells me, you just got to think how sorry, my camera is not wanting to agree with me right now. Probably just saw my walls. So there's a green screen behind me, guys. Come on. Whenever it switches over from an hour, 4 hours even, and there's no pulling back, and all it is straight up, that's 100% another reason that you just have to believe that this is all algorithmic. Or else there would be a little bit of a pullback, wouldn't there? Don't you think so? Don't you think there would be a little bit of pullback if there was something going on? But no, there wasn't. That is a flat candle. So that just tells me that the big players, whenever they dropped all of this and they wanted to push it up, they knew exactly where they're going to push it up. Those are the kind of clues that they leave you, that tell you, hey, there's big players that are in this game right now. They're pushing the charts around. Be careful. But that's what also tells me, hey, they're done. They're done with pushing the charts around. It came down. It hit the monthly order block. Boom. It's going back up. Now, I don't know if we're going to have a green December. I hope we're going to have a green December. But, I don't see why we wouldn't. We got 2 months, of highs we got to get above, but maybe we don't. But Jesus, who cares? We January we will. So I put the Fibonacci again across the big candle here, and you have this order block, and of course it is just underneath the 50%. Just underneath 50%. So, again, if anything, it would probably come down, and it may just hit the 50% and bounce up, if it does it at all. What I want to do now is actually get in on the 1 hour, see what's going on here. And look at this. We have 1, 2 touches. That is liquidity city right there. And what I like to do when I see that is I like to do this. Money signs. And a lot of people don't understand. They're like, what do you mean by money signs? And it means that this is an area to where people have a lot of sell orders, right? Or they have a lot of buy stops. So this is an area of liquidity. This is an area where money is going to flood the market, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. They think that this is like the end all be all to where if the price gets close to it, it's gonna fall, or or if and the oh man, I saw this and I saw somebody. I'm not gonna make fun of him. He's doing his best. He's trying to learn, and he said if the support holds, then it's gonna do this. I'm like, if support holds, you don't know if support holds. You should know if support holds. And so I kind of gave him my reasoning. Hey, your support isn't gonna hold, and this is why. Actually, I'll take you to that right now. That was on Ray. So, I don't know the guy. I'm not gonna go after him or anything. I'm actually not gonna try to get all the way up to his name. But this was his chart. No, maybe this is somebody else. Yeah, hold on. Let me go a little bit higher. Okay, this was his chart. And it said support area must hold to remain bullish. What? To me, I just face palmed. I mean, what he had, what is it? He had a decent idea here, okay? He almost had the fair value gap. I mean, and this is a daily, so this may have been a weekly fair value gap. And to be honest, that's a good idea. I mean, that was smart that he did put that in there. But that does not mean that it is support, right? If anything, it can get to the bottom of it. But it still wasn't. I counted the daily, and the reason I counted the daily is because you still had one bearish candle right here before you had this huge, bullish movement. So price was more than likely to come down and touch this bearish candle, because that is your bullish order block. So, and I try to be smart when I come in, and tell people, hey, you know what, this is probably gonna happen. And while I was working on this was when everything, the bottom fell out of everything. So it looks like, hey, I knew what I was doing, but I was literally, you can tell I sit there and type this up forever, letting them know, hey man, this probably isn't your support. You should probably be doing it from here. You have a line of liquidity that's going right across the bottom of here, meaning SmartMoney knows everybody's going to be buying at that point. So what is it going to do? It's going to drop right through it and take everybody out, especially people that are trading, have short stop losses, things like that. And, I said it could get all the way down to the bottom, to here, to this, the candle. But there's even a little small fair value gap underneath that there too. And right underneath there's also a little line of liquidity. So, I mean, in all honesty, it could go, it pulled back up here. Actually, let me see what it did. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to get his name in there. Okay, so he's, I think he's on the daily. So still, it went underneath, and it's still going down. So it's these kind of things that I am trying to teach you guys about, and I'm hoping you guys are taking it to heart and realizing how SmartMoney can take this game and just rip your heart out with it. And your retail people that teach you these retail ideas are wrong. They're just completely wrong. Every once in a while you're going to get a double bottom, and you might get a double top. But like a triangle, like what is a triangle gonna do to price? Price charts don't know triangles. Price charts know, what they do know is they know levels. They know price levels that they've been to before, and they know what can possibly happen whenever they get to them again. Okay? Um, that being said, I'll probably go through, like, well, I'm going to try to get through this as quick as possible because I know most of my videos go like 2 hours long, and I know people don't want to hear me listen for forever. But I'll do like 1-2 more majors, and that's it. We'll get out of here. Okay. So I'm going through Ethereum. Let's go through the daily. Now, Ethereum did what I thought I was going to do, because it had a big daily fair value gap all the way through. It got to the bottom of it and pulled back up. So that one I was not surprised by, but unfortunately I didn't put any money on it. I put most of my money on Bitcoin. But you can also see the this last up candle here. That would have been your breaker. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna pull it over here so you guys can see it. So that right there, this candle right here. You know what? I have this. One second. I have this neat little pointer thing, and I realize that nobody can see my pointer. And I don't even, hold on, let's see if I can even pull it up. Okay, hold on one second. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see my, yeah, okay, cool. I really don't know how to work this thing, but size. Hey, there we go. Alright, cool. This is the first time I ever worked my pointer thing. I'm gonna turn off the ETFs. See, I have all these ARK ETFs, and man, I'm not doing so hard on my ARK ETFs. But Kathy Woods, I think she had a great idea, and it's just right now it's just not good seasonality for stocks. Unless it's retail. But even that, let me see. I don't think ARK has a retail category. They don't. They have like Web 3.0 space and fintech, genome. I think that's about it. There's one called ARK Restaurant. Don't worry, it's not one of Kathy Woods. All right, so if we are looking at the daily, look at this. That big daily drop, and look, all right, so the price drops, comes back up into it. What did I say about it being magnetic? Boom, pushes it away and goes to another magnetic area, pushes it out, but it goes back in, and it's trying so hard to try to get below here, but unfortunately, look, there is a whole area right here that is basically a bullish order block that's saying nope, you're not getting below here. So then what does it do? It gets it back up into this area, and like I said, if it doesn't, if it repels right away, or if it doesn't get repelled, what's it going to do? It's going to shoot right through it. And that's exactly what it does. It's not going to sit in here and lollygag for like days. I think these are daily candles, so it did take a couple days. That was about it. It wasn't like it was like weeks upon weeks within a weekly fair value gap. or weekly daily order gap. Hell, weekly daily order gap? What am I saying? Fair value gap on the daily. That's what I meant to say. So then, as you look through here, everything is balanced. And what do I mean by balanced is that the wicks are touching. So maybe not. See, you have this guy right here and this guy right here. Those wicks aren't touching, but guess what? Boom, came back down, closed in that gap. So that would have been a fair value gap that would have been closed right away. And so I can show you. Let's do a rectangle here. Oh, let me turn this on too. Boom. All right, see? You got a fair value gap right there. Move it over a day. Look, or a couple days or whatever. It's already enclosed. Boom, move back out. Came back in. What's below it? Another fair value gap. Boom, shoots right out of it. So that's what I'm saying about the fair value gaps. Watch them because more than likely they're gonna shoot. And here's one right here. I think this was an hourly one. Boom, shoots into the hourly one. Boom, shoots back out. And then you have this one right here. And look, all the bodies respect it for quite some time, actually. The bodies are respecting this fair value gap. But as soon as it doesn't, it doesn't. Boom, right down below. So these are the things you have to look for. Look for these fair value gaps all the time. Mark them and then watch what happens. All right, because what's probably going to happen is that, like I said, they're either going to repel right out of it or go right through it. It depends, and that's how basically you kind of form your bias on where the chart is going to go. Because that is the biggest thing about trading, is trying to form a bias. And it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. And sometimes that's why I use these bottom indicators. I won't use a MACD. Those are a little. I won't use a stochastic or anything like that. But the Williams percentage R, that one's the one. I've actually read the math on it, and it gives you a lot of volatility, basically, in a chart, if there is one. So that one can kind of give you an idea if something is going to fall, if something's going to run away. It can kind of give you that idea. So this guy up here, ran right through it again. And what did it do? Boom, dropped. What's interesting is that where it hit was the bearish order block. So if I take that last green candle, or the last two green candles, they're both about the same. Push them all the way across. Let me double click this and see if we got the coordinates pretty much close. Almost, but not close enough. All right. So this would be your bearish order block, which means I'm going to turn it red. And then I'm also going to type in it negative OB. Because that would tell me if it gets close to this thing, more than likely it's probably going to be rejected. Also, take this. Actually, I'll probably take this one because this is the last one. Well, actually, this one got above it and even got into this one. So let me remove that one and go to the highest one instead, not the nearest one. And even that, geez, we'd probably have to get into the 4 hour. Oh, okay. That's why. Turtle soup. We had some turtle soup going on. So turtle soup is when you have, you know, you, you have your bullishness going on, and then it kind of pulls back, and then it looks like it's going to go higher, then all of a sudden it drops. Called turtle soup. So there was a turtle soup here, and after that point, it just kind of fell. Um, but it kind of stayed along these lines. As you can see, it stayed sideways, just like Bitcoin did too. But it didn't take off. So, well, I don't know. It was, let's do a comparison, and then once we do a comparison, well, hopefully we can wrap this up. So yeah, okay, yeah, they were about the same. So it did pick up for a little bit, drop for a little bit, and then it looked like it was, yeah, this was the area that I thought Bitcoin was gonna drop harder. But instead, it looks like they both kind of picked up and then dropped at the same time. So, uh, interesting, interesting way to look at things. I want to look at Polkadot just because I want to see if it's getting. I haven't looked at Polkadot in a while, but I really wanted to get back up to that $40 mark. And then I'll check out Solana, and that'll be it. How about that? And I know I'm on the 5 minute, but we are going to go back to the daily. Jeez, I know I have way too many notes in here. Okay, so what happened to Dot? Look, we even have almost equal lows, but Dot, the most recent one, did clear it out by just a little bit. By about 50, by what 40, 50 cents. I mean, and that's enough for a retail trader, a newbie, to not understand short stop losses are not the way to go. And they're probably thinking, hey, this is a line that, it's not going to break because, as you can see from this stop, or from this low, it got to this low. It didn't get any lower. So, newbies think, oh, well, it didn't get any lower. Well, then that means it can't get any lower again. Sorry, it'll probably get lower again. And usually does, as we've seen already a couple times tonight. Or today. I say tonight, but I mean today. All right. Anyway, now I'm trying to think about where to place the fibs, and even then, here, look at this liquidity run all the way down past this low too. Dot was really not wanting people to go long. Why? Because it's going to go long. So these kind of clues should tell you where Dot's heading, because the institutional players, what they're doing is they are taking, stubborn people and people that are doing the trailing stop loss thing, and and if you're up here and you're taking profit, awesome. Good for you. Especially if you started a trade down here and you took profit up here, before it dropped or while it was dropping. Hey, if you made money, awesome for you. if you're one of those people that took the trade here and then got out down here, study. Please study. Please study technicals. Because that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to do that. They want you to lose your money, and they want to put it in their pocket. So then what does it do? It gets even higher, right? So what do they want you to do? They want you to chase it. Why do they want you to chase it? So they can bring it back down and take your money again. What do I want you to do? Study. Study, 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 so it doesn't happen to you. So this, because it frustrates me because it used to happen to me all the time. I used to lose so much money on these kind of things, and I don't want it to happen to you guys. Like 90% of all traders lose money. So where's that other 10% going? To a very few amount of hands. Don't be one of those people that is one of those 90%. And you can do that by studying SmartMoney. All right? It's follow Inner Circle Trader. A lot of people try to give him crap. They try to say he doesn't do this, or they try to say he doesn't do that. Man, you know, Pete, everybody hates somebody. And I even tried to. There was a guy on Tradingview, and he said that, you know, he blew his account, and I was like, okay. I was like, where's his proof? And he's like, look on Reddit, and I did. I couldn't find anything, and everybody's saying that he won't do the World Trading Championship, and he's already explained. I don't know if he's done it or not. But he's already explained that I don't know if he either will or he has or that he won't because he has a family and he's just like, I already have the money I want. Like I really don't care about it, like a trading championship. So, but what he will do is anybody that tries to talk trash about him is that he will prove that he can trade by doing a live trade and then be like, all right, where's your trade? If you go to his YouTube channel, there's so many live trades on there, and it's not even funny. I mean, people try to say that it's faked and all this stuff, and it's like, you can't fake a trade here on TradingView. You can literally, you can toggle the button that says, you know, where you made your trades. And again, you know, my first couple years of trading, I was just like, you know, I would be up and down. I would get some good trades going, and then all of a sudden, you know, I was thinking I was good, and then boom, everything would go against me. I'd be like, what happened? I don't know. I thought I was doing something. And then I took my year-long mentorship I'm not done with it yet. I'm on month number 11, but month number 11 of Inner Circle Traders mentorship has just opened my eyes to so many new things, and it's made me realize that I don't have to lose money ever again. Well, at least I hope I don't lose money on this Bitcoin trade, but man, I've actually become a profitable trader, or more than break even, that's for sure. You know, in a year. And trading's hard. It's hard. Especially and he teaches Forex. I'm talking about crypto. He doesn't even like Forex because he thinks it's too nimble, or not nimble, but I don't know what he said, fidgety. And that's because he's used to the times of Forex. And the times of Forex are, you know, 2 a.m. to you know, more than like noon to 2 p.m. All Eastern time, because you're going to have your London session, you're going to have your cool down of your London session, then you're going to have your open of your New York session, then you're going to have your cool down of your London session, then you're going to have your kind of cool down of your New York session, and then you have your Asian session, which there's not much going on, you know. but he's learned how to use the Asian session to his advantage, and it's taught me how to use my the Asian session to my advantage. Measure it, and then use standard deviations, and then it it's just crazy how much he's just in devolved, or I don't know what the word is, but just went straight forward into studying every single aspect of it, because he thought he was going to be able to just game the system, and he realized you can't game the system. You have to be a good trader. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. And with crypto, if you want to hodl, just hodl. Pick a good couple coins and just hodl them. And just wait until you're 60, and hopefully you'll have a fortune. But if you want to be a trader, you gotta look for specific things. And I honestly don't know what else to say. All right, I'm gonna check out one more thing. Let's check out Solana. It's because Solana actually did a lot better than I thought. I mean, even though it did have its crash moment too. It didn't crash. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I don't think the rest of them. But you can see it did have this open area right here, and that's what I tell everybody. Whenever you have a price, right, and a price looks like it's gonna skyrocket up, right, everybody gets excited about it. Everybody. I'm the only person that does not get excited about that. If I see a huge green day, I'm like, crap, it's going to come back. Because that's what price does. Price comes back and it seeks out the imbalances that it created. So what did Solana do? Same thing. It came back and sought out that imbalance that it created, and got below these two little. I should probably put it over here. It's probably behind my head. But it got below these two candles here, and that would have been liquidity point. That would have been actually your most people would call it your there we go. The support level. I don't know why it takes me forever to think of the word support, but it does. But most people would have thought of that as a support level, because why? You have this high here, boom, comes down, comes back up. Now, what it actually is it's a breaker. It's not a support level, and that's why it stopped there, to be honest, because it's a breaker. Breaker meaning it's the last candle up. Let me turn this back on. Okay. It is your last green candle up. Move it over. Boom. All right. So, in what happened, you had this candle move right up on through it. Now, that is what caused the breaker. If it would have came up and then pulled back down, then you wouldn't really have a breaker. But considering it ran right through it and then came right back down, didn't touch it, and then went right back up, you have a breaker. So that means watch out. It's going to come back. It's going to pull back and try to come and take that breaker out. And I didn't. Does that thing keep moving on you guys? I don't know. For some reason, ever since I've gotten the new iOS, it's been really weird. Things keep moving around a lot, and I don't like it. But But what is Solana doing now? Let's really check it out. To be honest, um, let's look at the highs. All right, so you kind of have a swing high here, and then you have this swing high. This is also another turtle soup right here. So you had this high, pulled down, and then it went and got higher, and then boom, fell. People were probably chasing this, thinking that it was going to get higher, and they just ripped the bottom out. Why? Because SmartMoney knew people were going to be chasing it, so they just ripped the bottom out of it. So you just got to be careful. You gotta be really careful here. All right, so we have the high here at 260, right? Where are we at right now? 190. We got $70 to get to 260. Are we gonna get there? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think we will. Are we gonna get there before the end of the year? I don't know. I'm not God. I really don't know. But if we look at the month by month, this is what scares me. The first month of Solana, or the first 3 months of Solana. But then again, I mean, this is the first month that we've actually had a pullback. That's crazy. But then again, I'm also on Coinbase, so hold on one second. Who was it that had Solana first? Oh man, I remember Gate having it. That's when I first started buying Solana. But Gate's not on here. And then I switched it over to KuCoin a couple months later. So I don't know. Let's go Phoenix. Let's see how long they had it. About the same time. Okay, coin. Not even. Nope. I don't know. I really don't know who has had Solana the longest. Couldn't be FTX. Maybe FTX because they have a combination of brokers. So here we go. Okay, so what's cool about this, and I'm gonna teach you how to do fib again. All right, so whenever you have, you kind of have these lows in here, and then it runs up here. All right, and right around, I remember buying Solana right around in this area, about $20 or so. You find the low, right? It makes a high, and then it's going to pull back and make a low. Once it makes that low, and then makes another high, use that as your fib. All right, and then you got to think about what your discounted level is. It is doing it. I'm looking over my right, and it's I don't this computer is being weird. I'm gonna close out some of the things that are on this screen. Maybe it won't do it as much. But all right, so now we got to look at what is the discount level. The discount level is anything 61% and below, right? Now, what is below the 61% level? A huge fair value gap. Stop it. I mean, that's like the perfect fair value gap. I wouldn't say perfect because it doesn't go up to the 88.6, but that is basically your golden buy zone for smart money traders. Anywhere in there is where they want to buy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get Solana to come falling back, because we also have another small fair value gap in here. Not a huge one, but it's enough for me to scratch my head. Pull it over here. And this is the monthly, guys. I'm on the monthly. All right, we're going top down analysis right here. All right, let's go with the weekly. You can see that swing, and even in that swing, there's a lot of fair value gaps in there too. And what's crazy is the the one place in the monthly where there wasn't a fair value gap is the one place where there's a huge weekly fair value gap. Now I'm actually going to change the color of that so we don't get confused. So, I don't know. Let's do... start wearing purple. Start wearing purple for me now. Sorry, I'm a fan of Gogo Bordello. Hope you guys are too. Great gypsy punk. All right. So now that it made this, fair value gap, put that there. What did it do? Again, just like magnets, it's attracted to it, but once you turn it the other way, gets repelled. Boom, out. Boom, out. Looks like we had a little fair value gap here, but guess what? Looks like it might be... Oh, nope, didn't get enclosed, but it got about halfway through, which is what we call consequential encroachment, and then, boom, went the other way. So maybe we won't get all the way down in here, right? Maybe we won't. The good thing is that now we have a new low and a high. And, oh, look at that. Perfectly touched the 62%. Or the 61.8, what do you want to call it? It touched the discount level. Touched the discount level and turned around the other way. Also, it touched the bullish order block. Bullish order block. Why? The last down candle before you have up candles that close above it. So it looks like Solana could also be on its way up. So it looks like we covered a couple things. Covered Bitcoin, covered Ethereum, covered DOT, covered Solana. We covered some of the major ones that needed to be covered. I'm not gonna get into the NFT ones right now. Maybe I'll do that next time. We'll go over Sandbox and Gala and I don't know, Hero and all those. Maybe we'll go over some of those. But as for right now, I just want to get this done with. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember to wear your pants and Ted on. Did I just say Ted on? I didn't know that was a word. All right, I'm out.